North Conway, and joining us in the studio this morning, Dave Gregory from the Mount Washington Valley Ski Team. Dave, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on, Rob.
Well, thanks for being here. You've had a wildly busy summer.
We have. We had our annual training camps out at Timberline Ski Area at Mount Hood, and we were out there pretty much all of July. We came back for a couple of weeks, and then we did one more collegiate camp the second half of August out there. But the snow was fantastic. We haven't seen that much snow out there in probably 10 years.
Really?
The training conditions were super. The weather was cool, so the snow stayed hard most of the day, and we were skiing places we hadn't skied since probably 2002, 2003.
Wow, and how many people did you have go out with you this year?
Each session has a cap of 25 people, so we had an average about 20 in each session. And then this last session that we just did was the 9th to the 19th of August, and that was a combination of college kids and some of our own athletes. So we had athletes from UNH, Colby College, University of Vermont, and as well as some of our own ski team athletes.
Yeah. Now you said a couple of the up-and-comers are going places.
Yeah, a couple of our
fall.
alumni. Leanne Smith just came back from a successful training camp in New Zealand a few weeks ago, and then she just started a speed camp in Portillo, Chile yesterday. And Portillo's got one of the best speed tracks in the world, so they're down there for a block of downhill and Super G training for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then that'll kind of wrap up their speed training, and they'll go to Austria in October for slalom and GS training. And then from there, they'll have their first World Cup race the end of October there, and then they'll come to Colorado in November for the final prep before the Aspen races for the women and Beaver Creek for the men.
Yeah. Now, Austria, can you ski year-round over there?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, there's several glaciers you can ski year-round there.
Oh, that's great.
And Switzerland, Saas-Fee, Zermatt, Kaprun.
Yeah.
So there's several areas over there.
And we were talking before about what, the Mount Washington Valley Ski Team, of course, has had great success, with the kids from the Valley who have achieved a lot. And what makes some of these racers, what gives them that edge?
Well,
besides, of course, the excellent training.
And I've got to say we get tremendous support from the ski areas here, and that's played a huge role in the success of some of our athletes in recent years, particularly the amount of speed training that we're able to get, because that's so difficult to get when you're looking for super giant slalom training or downhill training. That's really hard to get. We've got some good venues in the valley, but it's a combination of physical and mental attributes. As Yogi Berra says, 90% of the sport's half mental. So.
Yeah.
But that plays a huge role, because particularly at the world class level, they're all pretty equal, and it's kind of the mental edge that takes the ones that end up winning Olympic gold medals or winning World Cup races.
Yeah. And I bet a lot of it too also comes from the support that they get from family and friends and from the ski team, and like you say, from the mountains, so that it takes that little bit of that pressure off, knowing that they've got this support system.
Absolutely, and then the more they're able to take all the steps that they need to prepare to be successful, the physical side of it, the equipment side of it, the mental side of it, nutrition, then when they're in the starting gate, they know they've done everything that they can possibly to prepare for success. So then they can let it ride, versus I should have done a little more dry land training, or I don't trust my equipment, or the coaching I'm getting, or what have you.
That's great. And how many members do you think you'll have this year on the?
We anticipate we'll probably have 54, 55, which is about what we had last year, which is good, given the economy and so on and so forth. And the sport's certainly not getting any cheaper. So.
No. And of course, you do a couple fundraisers. You had the successful golf tournament in June.
Yeah, we had that at the Wentworth the end of June.
Yep. And then you got the skee ball coming up, but you moved it this year.
We did. We moved it from President's Weekend, and now it's going to be Washington's birthday weekend in February. And it looks like we've got the comedian Bob Marley to perform at that. So
that'd be great.
That should be a really great time. And
so plan ahead for that right now.
Exactly.
So.
I want to say it's February 19th. I can't remember the exact date, but it's Saturday of Washington's birthday.
Cool. And you guys have a website, don't you? So
MWVskiteam.com.
So kind of keep up on the athletes, probably make a donation if they want, or do anything like that.
Absolutely. And I also like to mention one of our other athletes, Ace Tarberry, who's skiing for Dartmouth now. He's at a training camp in La Parva, Chile, with the Dartmouth team right now, and was invited to his third U.S. ski team camp in Portillo, Chile. But that camp has now been rescheduled to go to New Zealand, because Portillo's thin on snow, and the men's team's worried by the time they get down there at the end of September, if they don't get more snow, it's going to be pretty thin. The women are they're down there right now. They got snow the other day. So now Ace is going to come home, and it looks like, and then travel to Mount Hutt, New Zealand, the end of September. And if he skis well at that time, they're going to name him to the ski team.
That'd be awesome.
Which would be huge to have two former athletes on the ski team, and hopefully two in the next Olympics. So.
That'd be very cool. Well, Dave, want to thank you for joining us.
Well, thanks for having
me. And of course, always go to the website. Keep up on these athletes, and plus we get a lot of coverage in the paper and stuff, so it's easy to keep up on them, which is great.
Absolutely.
So again, want to thank you for joining us.
Thanks.
And we'll be back here in a minute on White Mountains Today.